So guys, thanks for joining me on my trip to Istanbul for my hair transplant. The clinic booked the transfer that I took from the airport to my hotel, so that was really convenient. They paid for all the transfers during this trip, so I didn't have to worry about how to get myself to anywhere, which is really good. The hotel that I stayed at is called, what's it called? Let me get the name for you. Okay, so it's called Arjun Rotana Hotel. I feel like that name is so hard to remember, so forgive me. But yeah, the hotel was really, really nice. I was really pleased with it. I couldn't have really asked for more, really. So yeah, it's really nice. They had a really beautiful water kind of show thing outside, but they switched it off by the time I got my camera out to start filming. So that was a really nice warm welcome to the hotel and made me feel confident about where the clinic had put me in. So I'm just showing you the hotel room, what it looked like. I was really pleased about how spacious it was. It had its own separate living room area, living room space. The bathroom was a bit small, but it's a bit standard for hotels. The bedroom was a good size, a lovely bed, really comfortable, and yeah, 2 TVs, good size wardrobe. What more can you ask for, really? So here I'm just showing you my hair the morning of the transfer. It does look a bit picky, so just ignore that. But I tried to brush it out with a tangle teaser, but that didn't really work. So I just went like this to the clinic. I thought I'm gonna be bald soon, so there's no point me trying to look, you know, nice or whatever. So I went downstairs to breakfast like this as well, and they picked us up at about 7:30 AM. So I took the transfer to the clinic, and I'm just showing you, I guess, the reception or lobby area. The clinic looked okay. This is the room that they took me to pay for my surgery before they actually got started. And then this is the operation room, so where they actually did everything in. So here you can see the hairline that the lady drew for me. She essentially just followed my natural hairline. So I've got the few baby hairs that I do have literally are on, or they start on that line. So she literally just followed my natural hairline, which I was really happy about. And she also went a bit behind my hair loss, which is good, I think, as well. So they shaved my hair off after that. I didn't film that because I didn't really want to get them in the video footage, but you can see that the dark blue lines is how far back she told the, I guess, technicians to go with the hair transplant. So they started to numb me. That's the horrific part everyone talks about. Yes, it was painful. It wasn't quite a 10 out of 10 pain. I think it was probably an 8 or a 9 pain for me. But yes, it was very painful, very uncomfortable, and I don't want to do this process again because of it. They spent the next hour or so removing the follicles from the back of my head that they were going to use to transplant later on. That process took just over an hour, but honestly, it felt like they were doing that for like 3-4 hours. So that was a very tedious process for sure. And here you can see the follicles that they actually took out from around my head. They put it in some solution, I think, to keep them alive. So sorry that this is a bit gory, a bit bloody, etc. But I thought it would be good for me to show you what that looks like as well. So I took a toilet break before they started numbing the front of my head to put the follicles in. So you can see that I've got a bandage around the back of my head. There's a bit of blood, but nothing too much. And then I went back to the room and they numbed the front of my head, and then we broke for lunch. This is the lunch that they gave me. It was like a heated up meal. It was really nice actually. I really enjoyed the lunch, so that was good and satisfying. I went back into the operating room and they proceeded to, you know, implant the follicles into the front of my head, and that took forever. Honestly, the process took from about 1 p.m. to about 8 p.m. It was really long and tedious, and my neck was hurting so much. My neck hurt almost as much as the anesthesia injections themselves, so that was pretty difficult to deal with. In terms of the number of grafts I got, the lady who drew the hairline for me, she told me that they would try and give me 2,500 to 2,700 grafts, and she was literally like adamant that they will try their best to give me up to 2,700 grafts. To me, that sounded great. I was really happy with that, you know, no concerns whatsoever. But it turned out when they had finished the process, someone came into the room and essentially he told me, yep, we're finished now, and we were able to give you 4,000 grafts. I was like, 4,000? I was really shocked, and actually I was quite worried because I don't believe I needed 4,000 grafts, and 4,000 sounds like a lot. And he was saying, yeah, we gave you 4,000 grafts. We were able to give you that many because the follicles in your donor area are so healthy. You've got so many healthy follicles, or the hair in your donor area is so healthy that we were able to move a lot more than we were expecting. So we were able to give you 4,000 grafts. And I was not happy at all. I literally told him, like, isn't that too much? I don't want the hair at the front of my head to be too thick. And he was saying, no, don't worry. It will look beautiful. We've done it kind of like in a graduated style so that it won't be thick right from your hairline. It will graduate and become thicker as it goes in. And he was saying it will make you look like a teenager. You will look beautiful. It will make you have hair thick and full like a teenager. And I literally was not sharing his sentiment. I literally told him that this is not what we agreed. This is not what the lady told me. And you know, although I may have many hairs on my head, the actual strands of my hair are quite fine. So I'm scared that the rest of my hair is now actually going to look too thin when it grows out. We could have gone back and forth about it, but there was honestly no point in me even saying this because it was done. They had literally finished the whole transplant process and they were like wrapping up, cleaning the room, etc. So I just wish they had told me this before they started, you know, taking the follicles out, or before they implanted them. I was awake many times during the process, so there were many times that an interpreter could have come into the room and told me, change of plan, we're going to do 4,000 grafts instead of 2,500 or 2,700. So there is a part or a bit of this process that I am pretty unhappy about at the moment. I really pray that I haven't been over harvested and that my hair doesn't end up looking thin when it grows out. I would hate to have a thick hairline and then the rest of it to be thin, but it's too late. What's done is done. We just have to wait and see and pray that my hair ends up looking how it should look, how it's supposed to look. So yeah, in terms of how many grafts I got, in case you're interested, 4,000 it turned out to be. And yeah, it was too late to do anything about it because they didn't even ask me or consult me before they did that. So that's not really the greatest of experiences from Heather Clinic, but I'm going to try and trust the process. I know there are quite a few people, and women included, who decide to go back for a second transplant because they're not entirely happy with the results from the first transplant. So I'm just trying to tell myself that this will ensure that I will not need to have a second transplant, because there's no way that I would still have gaps in my hairline when I've got 4,000 grafts. So I'm trying to think positively about this and think actually they've probably done me a favour as opposed to doing something that I will not want. And yeah, I'm just really praying that my hairline is as thick as I want it to be, but not too thick and unnatural looking. And I'm just praying that the rest of my hair still looks thick and full when it grows out. So this is me after everything had been done, after the hair transplant. This was probably about 8:15 p.m. by this point, so it was a very long day. My head was bleeding a lot. It literally bled like this even in the transfer back to the hotel. So that wasn't really that comfortable, but it's just part of the process. I bled a lot during this. But yeah, I'm just waiting here in the lobby for the transfer back to the hotel. So that's what I look like after the transplant. Before we left the clinic, they did explain to us how we should take the medication that we'd be taking or using over the next few days. So one of the consultants sat down with us and told us how to use them. He also sent us a PDF of all the instructions and what to use and when to use, how much to use, etc. So he was really helpful with explaining that. After he gave us the instructions, we were finally able to go back to the hotel and rest for the night. I didn't feel like going downstairs to eat dinner in the hotel's restaurant, so I just ordered room service, and I'm showing you the spaghetti bolognese that I ordered. Unfortunately, I didn't capture any footage of myself in the hotel room after the transplant because I was honestly so exhausted. The whole day took nearly 10 hours, I believe, and my body felt so tired, so drained. I literally felt hot and cold and weak, and yeah, it was a lot for me to handle. So I literally just ate dinner and then went straight to bed. But in my next video, I will show you the morning after and how I was feeling, how I slept with the bandage on my head, with the travel pillow, and I'll go into all of that detail in the next video. So yeah, this is a summary of my hair transplant day itself. Hopefully this was interesting and informative for you. If you have any questions about this part of the process at all, don't hesitate to leave a comment and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we will see you in the next video. Take care.